Well, hello everyone. Welcome to my garage. I don't know how you're all getting on with working at home and sharing space with people, but today's been quite a trial, various reasons we won't go into. Some of them technical. There's all sorts of things really. There's lawnmowers everywhere. There's building work going on in people's houses, grinders, all sorts of things. Even an aeroplane just flew over. God only knows what he was up to, but it was like a scene out of Goldfinger, if you remember Pussy Galore's Flying Circus. It looked like one of those things coming over. Anyway, it wasn't. So I thought I'd just escape for a minute. This is the first time I've been outside the door for however many hours it is. It feels like it should be 5 o'clock, but apparently it's 12:30. So this is my lunch break, effectively. But I wanted to talk to you today about owning a car. And I know we can't drive them at the moment, or at least we're not meant to, unlike the person who just went past a second ago. But there's more to life than just driving a car if you own something a bit special. And your definition of special can be whatever you like, really. I know lots of people watching this will be Aston Martin owners, friends of mine around the world. Some of you have got one car, some of you have got multiple numbers of cars. For some people it's the only car they've ever had. Other people it's one they change fairly regularly, or a collection of them, all sorts of different reasons really. Also other non-Aston friends of mine, classic car fanatics, people who own push bikes, motorbikes, whatever you like, boats, planes. It's all the same sort of thing really, and as much as owning it is also part of the fun you have. It's not just about getting in it and driving it, riding it, flying it. It's also about just seeing it. And I often come home from work and pull open the garage door and have a quick glimpse inside at my funny, quirky little thing that's behind me. And it's the smell of the petrol. When I open the door, it's an old car, so it's always got that fumy kind of petrol smell to it, and old oily smells. And for me, that just gives me a kick, and I don't have to get in it and drive it anywhere. Just seeing it, even if I come out here to get something out of the garage, and I'm not going anywhere near the car, just knowing it sat there under the cover is a huge amount of pleasure, really. And all the other bits and pieces that go with a special car. So all the crap, as Sarah calls it, that I collect to go with it, brochures, tools, accessories, all sorts of things. Talking of accessories, if anyone out there can supply me a new car cover, gratefully received. It's an old duvet with a red double-decker bus on it. Don't ask. But anyway, let's pull the cover off and see what lurks below it. Yeah. Sorry, it wasn't an Aston, it's an Allegro. As many of you know, this is my little beast, my little chunk of 1970s rubbish. The best feature really is probably inside the boot lid. And you can see, if I can pan it round, just there, that is the signature of the man who designed it, Harris Mann. Lovely, satisfying British Leyland clunk there. Harris Mann brought into the world the Austin Allegro and the Princess TR7. Gets ridiculed a lot, bless him. He's a really, really nice chap. I've got to know him over the last year or so, and really, really nice guy. So this is my little kind of man room, I suppose you could call it, garage. It's got things like little quirky things that aren't allowed in the house, like the parts department opening hours. Oh yeah, really exciting stuff. A plastic bag, but a plastic bag with my handwriting on, from when I was a youth. Stratton Motor Company, if you're out there, this one went to you originally as a VOR. Where are we? Part number 89. 17709, an air conditioning switch for probably a V8 or a Lagonda. And anyway, that's my handwriting on there. And basically I found that bag one day at work when I was looking for something. I went to look at the part actually and realised it was my handwriting on it from about 1992. So anyway, I put it in a different bag and kept that one, little trophy. Then there's a picture of me, which that picture was basically, you'll find that if you've got an old Cars and Company brochure from the 90s. I think from memory it appears in a couple of different ones. I'll try and find them later and post a picture. But anyway, for some godforsaken reason, they've tried to get me to pretend I was working, which is quite funny in itself, because all those that know me really well will often accuse me of not doing anything other than larking around and making stupid videos. But I was just about to transfer over to my new job in the office, and they were making that brochure, and they wanted people to model in different positions. So Mickey Peach, the old engine builder, I'm think pretty certain Mick's in there somewhere, and various other famous personalities from production. But they got me to look like I was pushing a 6-cylinder engine block. But the trolley I'm pushing it on is actually the postage trolley. So we never would have used it in a million years for that role, but whatever. That's what they made me do. And there's a load of panels artily draped above my head, which includes a back end of a DB6 and a front of a V8 by the looks of it, and some other DB6 panels. Various other things. So it's a kind of a mocked up picture, and that appeared in the brochure for the company for many years. And it's the only time I've ever really been caught on film wearing an overall and actually looking like I'm doing something, even though it was just fake, but never mind. What else have we got in here? Low flying aeroplane sign, my old number plate from my Spitfire, a bike tyre that's really should go in the bin because it's useless, a 1970s deck chair. I only need one because nobody else wants to sit in the car with me when we go to car shows anyway, even though they're all banned. An old racing poster flag from the unexceptional event we did the other year. The lawnmower, the leaf blower that never gets used, all the camping equipment, that one don't get used either this year. But anyway, back to the car. I say it doesn't matter what you drive or what you did drive and what's parked in the garage, but always think of it this way: you can get so much more out of the vehicle, that whatever contraption you have, than just simply getting in it and driving it. You know, I can come out here and sit in this if I want to. It's mine. It's my little chunk of metal. I can tinker around with it. I'm a bit like Frank Spencer. If I try and do anything, it normally breaks and makes it worse. But in theory, I could do stuff to it. And it just gives me immense pleasure, really, having something that's mine, that's funny, makes people laugh. It's the worst car in the world. So what's the point of having a nearly bad car when you can have the really, really worst car ever built, as voted by many people? So that makes me smile. That appeals to my warped sense of humour. And maybe one day we'll replace it with an Aston Martin. But anyway, if you've got an Aston, go and have a look at it. Go and cheer yourself up. I know you can't go anywhere, but just go and have a look at it. And oh, thanks very much, postman. Thank you. Cheers. Yeah, just go and have a look at it. Go and give it a cuddle. Go and kiss it if you like. Although make sure you wash yourself afterwards. But yeah, it's all about the ownership. One last thing I'll show you, the bikes, if I can see them. There you go. That's an old rally I bought a couple of years ago. And then, God, need a cameraman really for this. And then that's my so-called modern bike. Now, if you all know me by now, you'll know that I like old things and things that look old. So that's my Roadster bike. It's only a couple of years old, really. It's a 5-speed Semi Archer. Beautiful thing to ride, really comfortable. I go to the shops on that. So despite my sort of fitness appearance, I do actually have a bicycle. In fact, I've got two. The other one's a pub bike, so obviously defeats the object of being fit, but never mind. And the rally I bought off eBay. Nick, my co-partner in crime with Factory Tours, got me all excited about these two bikes that he found in the wood in Norfolk where he lives. And these two old bikes were apparently ditched there after World War II. So we went down to look at them, and as soon as we showed any interest in them with the gamekeeper, they suddenly weren't available. So I went out to find my own bike and found this thing on eBay, which I bought thinking it was old, and it's not really that old at all. It's a 1980 Rally Esquire. So anyway, I paid 13 quid for it and tinkered around with it. As per usual, made it not work properly. Took it to Halfords, got them to sort it, put some new bits and pieces on it, and I polished it all up, which is about the only thing I can do, and actually really enjoy riding it. It's completely different to ride to the other bike, and I do use it to nip to the pub on it, or just to go around the block. You won't be seeing me giving anybody a run for their money on the Tour de France on it, or any other bike. But anyway, it's another sort of silly thing that I mess around with occasionally. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I say, if you've got an old car, go and give it a hug. If you haven't got an old car, you've got a new one and you love it, then that's great as well. And however you get your kicks, really, enjoy your hobby and enjoy your pastime. And if anybody wants to chat about stuff, you know where I am. I know people are really struggling a bit at the moment. We certainly have had a few challenges, but if anyone is going nuts and wants to get in touch, then drop us a line. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, and apart from going in your garage, stay indoors. Cheers. Bye.